Today at noon. We have an amazing recipe. Our friend Brian Hart Hoffman is back in our kitchen. You know we're going to make something good when he's here.
The editor-in-chief of Bake From Scratch magazine and this incredible cookbook, guys. It is amazing. The bread collection. This cookbook will take you where you need to go when it comes to baking. You always get so much wisdom.
Yes.
Well, thanks for having me back.
Of course,
you're here.
So today, the recipe in the book actually calls for a sweet potato biscuit, but it's Halloween, so we made it a pumpkin biscuit.
I love that.
So for your audience, this is a custom recipe that they can only find on your website. So,
love it.
Are you ready?
I feel really special right now. Okay, what's this?
So this is super simple. So with the all-purpose flour, you're going to add your dry ingredients.
Okay.
Baking powder, salt,
Got it.
a little instant yeast. That gives you a little bit of flavor and rise to the biscuit, and then the baking soda.
Got it.
Once you whisk these dry ingredients together, this is super fast. We're going to cut in cold butter.
Oh, this is so hard if you don't have, you need one of these.
You really do. Getting a pastry blender is going to be a major time saver. There is a method you can do with 2 knives, but I think it's a little bit laborious and I don't like it.
I've done the fork. I've done the fork and it's
And so you just simply with a rotating motion, you just go up and down. It's not a lot of work. Let it do it for you.
Okay.
And you're looking to get like a crumble, like a almost pea-sized crumble where the flour has covered the butter. And these little pockets of cold butter, that's what rises in the biscuit and gives you flaky layers. That's why we're not using our hands. We don't want to soften the butter too much because we want the butter to stay cold until it goes in the oven.
Okay.
So normally I would keep going a little bit more to get the pea size, but for the sake of time today, I'm going to get the butter off of here.
There you go.
And I'm going to show you the ingredients that make this really fun.
Okay.
So here is some sage. And we're going to mix the sage in, and this actually adds that little savory touch to the biscuit.
Do you like fresh or dried?
Fresh.
Okay.
I love fresh sage.
The way he said
What is that other word you
right? So
Okay,
this is
fresh
perfect to
sage.
serve tomorrow night at a trick-or-treat party or something. It doesn't have to be a breakfast item.
Okay.
So I added some honey to the buttermilk. So here's a little touch of the sweetness as we add our wet ingredients.
Now, why mix those two together instead of do
because
one or the other?
honey is so hard and sticky and can clump and not really incorporate well. So we want to whisk it all the way into another liquid to get a nicer blend of the consistency.
See, pro tip.
And then here we go with our pumpkin. And this is canned pumpkin.
Okay.
There are some really great ones on the market that are organic, and you don't have to roast the pumpkin and do all that work either.
Right.
So then,
I didn't even know that was an option.
Oh yeah, so it's all pumpkin grows in a can. You knew that, right?
I always got it in a can. I had no idea.
So you want to bring this together until you have a shaggy dough, and you can see that it's starting to form here. And then you would turn it out onto this surface and knead it till the dough comes together.
That's what I want to ask. How much work do you do for a biscuit in terms of kneading?
You don't want to over knead it. Biscuits want that I say they don't want to be touched very much because they want to stay tender and flaky. So you just want to bring the dough together until you can pat it into a 1-inch thick dough. Okay. And then here's the trick too. I took some butter earlier and I used it to just rim the biscuit cutter because the metal can stick to the dough if you don't have something to separate it. Right. So dip it in flour, and then the key is to do an up-down motion when you cut out biscuits.
Whoa, wait, no twist?
No twist.
Really?
And a lot of people make that fatal error.
We always
and it seals the edges of the biscuit, and it prevents it from rising with the flaky layers on the sides.
You mean the twist?
The twist. So if I were to go,
the flake.
yeah, so
and
twisting
twist
here,
you're sealing
it almost
off.
like seals the edge of the dough.
Oh.
Here's another trick.
You're so brilliant.
This is a bench scraper. It's another tool that at any kitchen store. You can make these biscuits any shape you want as long as you do an up-down motion.
Now you're speaking my language.
See, just take this away.
Scones over there.
That actually looks like a little finger for home.
Right? Ooh. Let's put that on the tray too.
Yes.
But here's a square biscuit.
Yeah.
And it's going to rise and bake perfectly. You make the most of the dough. Then
I really love that. Okay.
You just brush these with butter because who doesn't want more butter?
Right.
And then in the oven, they're going to bake for 12 to 15 minutes.
Wow, that's fast. Okay.
Yeah, so this is a super simple, comes together quickly.
Yeah,
Here are some hot biscuits that I already baked.
I love you so much because you brought us hot biscuits. But tell us about the
you
butter.
buttered them
So
already.
I mixed some butter with honey to do a perfect honey butter that adds that perfect flavor to these pumpkin biscuits. And now let's take a bite.
Can I tell you, the smell before I even took a bite was incredible.
You know what,
Oh
that
my
sage,
gosh.
It's what you
because
need.
the sage I would never have expected or
need.
added, but it's perfect.
It's perfect.
It really is perfect. Oh, you're so good.
Such a great book. Go pick up a copy of Brian's book. He makes it with love. I'm telling you.
really
He
does.
cares so much about every recipe. Bake From Scratch magazine as well.
Yes.
Go for the recipes at bakefromscratch.com. And you gave us this recipe. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
I'm going
I love
in
it.
Yeah.
more. Kelly, you're going to have to
love it.
talk.